First, I understand my Minnesotans are here. Can I see where they are? Is Minnesota still here? No Minnesota. I'm pleased to be here to now speak to the American people and also to the members of Congress. I am delighted to be part of Arts Advocacy Day, working with the U.S. Conference of Mayors' long-standing partner, Americans for the Arts. I am here to ask Congress and to widen the lens for the people of America to know that arts make a difference, and ask Congress to approve a budget of $167.5 million for the National Endowment for the Arts, for the creation and preservation and presentation of arts in our country. As mayor, I am responsible for the vitality of my city and the well-being of its residents. That means keeping my city economically viable by maintaining and increasing business and jobs and ensuring a strong quality of life for its residents. It also means ensuring that Burnsville is a safe, healthy, and appealing city in which to live and visit, and for companies to choose to locate. Innovation and creativity are key characteristics to achieve those results, and the arts are a key component of that. Jobs are important to my city, but jobs are also important to our country. And I appreciate that the Congress is challenged with reducing the national deficit, but it must be done in a very thoughtful way, with a long-term view and without negative unintended impacts to our quality of life, and an industry that adds value and is an economic driver to our metro economies. The arts means jobs in our cities. According to the Americans for the Arts Economic Prosperity Report, the nonprofit arts organization in America annually generates over 5.7 million jobs, none of which, I might add, are outsourced overseas. The nonprofit arts also generate $162 billion in total expenditure, $7.9 billion in local government revenue, and $12.6 billion in federal income tax. We also heard that testimony from Congresswoman Slaughter. In my state of Minnesota, there are almost 40,000 artists who generate over $1 billion a year in economic activity in the state of Minnesota. So as you can see, the arts are a major jobs and economic generator for our country. The economic impact from the arts is not just felt in large cities, but medium to small as well. Burnsville is a city just over 60,000 people, just south of Minneapolis and St. Paul. I recognize the importance of the arts as part of my city's economic vitality. My colleagues from across the country recognize this for their own cities, whether it be Mayor David Bider in Boise, where the nonprofit arts generate an impressive $38 million in economic activity and brings in $1.28 million in local tax revenue, or Mayor Scott Smith in Mesa, Arizona, with over $47 million in economic activity from the arts and almost $2 million in local tax revenue. You see, this is why the United States Conference of Mayors has been an ardent proponent of the arts and culture for over 2 decades. In 2008, we, the mayors, put together a 10-point plan for the next president. One of those points was arts and culture. So now you understand that we need to use every tool available to us so that we can emerge from this recession. And the arts and culture are a fabulous resource to use to help us move out of this recession. That is why each year, the U.S. Conference of Mayors unanimously passes a resolution supporting full federal funding for the arts, humanities, and museums. Let me speak a little bit about my city of Burnsville. It would have been easy enough to let Burnsville's 60,000 residents travel north to Minneapolis and St. Paul to go to major cultural events. But I felt that the arts was important for Burnsville. It was important for its economic vitality and quality of life. And so we built a performing arts center. Now, it didn't happen overnight. It took some very, very, very thoughtful planning that spanned a decade. And now you understand why I am still mayor. It takes time for these things to continue to move forward. And it takes time to continue to keep residents engaged and to keep our focus on what it is that we are doing and why it is important. This Performing Arts Center was opened in 2009 when we dipped into the worst recession that we have ever experienced. And so opponents criticized that it wasn't making a difference or it was taking too much money. Now, if you've ever opened a business or started a foundation or started a new nonprofit, you know that your first year is going to be difficult. But the second year, 2010, with all of the activities going on in the Performing Arts Center, from national acts, drama, comedy, to local community theaters, to our symphony, because it is built as a multi-use facility, corporate meetings, dance competitions, and a multitude of activities. The Performing Arts Center has exceeded expectations for 2010. And you see, it has provided a great economic engine for our hotels and motels, for our restaurants, and for our retailers. It drives business. The arts are an economic engine. And that is why the mayors of America continue to support arts and culture. This year marks the 25th anniversary of the Mayor's Institute on City Design, a program that the United States Conference of Mayors, the National Endowment for the Arts, the American Architectural Foundation, and the Mayor's Institute on City Design brings together mayors, architects, and city designers to implement a vision for their cities to the best possible way. Thank you, Rocco, for your partnership and for your part in this. You make a difference. You see, this incredible program, co-sponsored by the NEA and led by the great visionary mayor of Charleston, South Carolina, Joe Riley, has found a way to reconnect cities to their waterfront, highways, new civic buildings, and tree-lined boulevards. It is creating a better living environment for its residents, or in the case of disaster hits an area, helping to rebuild a community. Next month, the Mayor's Institute on City Design will sponsor the first ever National Mayor's Summit on City Design, April 27th through the 29th in Chicago. At this summit, mayors will join with the nation's foremost experts from the design and development disciplines that work together to design livable cities. The NEA is at work in Burnsville and in many other communities across the nation. Its programs have tremendous impact in our citizens' lives and on our local economy. The NEA is critical to the continued development of the American cities as centers of arts and culture, and to fostering artists and their excellence in their work. And this will continue for generations to come. Arts make a difference. Thank you.